Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
And today we're going to talk about you went for a break down Rosslare, County Wexford, the lovely beach down there, and you also visited one of the places you visited was the Franciscan Friary.
That's right. I was in Rosslare to get to see Rosslare Strand near Kelly's Hotel, which is world renowned. And there's another one there, the Coast Hotel, and it's very refreshing because you have the beach and you could have a walk, and the sea air sort of puts a little bit of jizz in your step, and it had that effect on me. I went back to my childhood, shall we say, and the smell of the sea air, the salty air, and all the rest of it, and quite a few people of senior citizens and all sorts walking about and looking fresh.
Did you I know you. Did you swim in the ocean on a regular basis? Did you?
Oh, I do in the summer now. By the way, I saw, which was strange, I saw women in one day swimming, and ones of the senior variety, and some ones maybe a bit younger. But they were in the sea, and it was a hardy old day, and I just had to admire them.
I hope they were keeping their social distance.
Well, they certainly lead a healthy lifestyle, and then they were come out and they went in towards Kelly's Hotel, so I doubt they were staying there, but they were probably able to sort of come from there and then dress when they go in some kind of heat. No, I had some swims there last summer, and I'm looking forward to having some swims there again this summer, because I'll be going down for not my sister's birthday, her friend's birthday, which is in the 12th of August. And so if the weather is anyways right at all, I'd be having a swim.
Very nice.
I swim. And last time I was there, I swam every day for 4 days.
Wow.
And then, of course, it started the usual rain, and nothing to do about the climate nonsense that we hear about. And there was a black sky, so when you have a black sky, you've got rain.
And so, how long would you stay in the ocean if you were going for a swim?
I wouldn't stay that long because my second childhood, excuse me, it means that I wouldn't stay there that long. Wow. No, because let's face it, I'm not as young as I was, but I certainly love going in and getting a good ducking and swimming. Dip till you die. Yes. April, May, keep out of the sea. June, July, dip till you die. Used to say that. Now, I was in Wexford, and rather Rosslare, and I visited Wexford town, and I visited the Franciscan Friary in Wexford, where I got confession, and it's a lovely church. And funny enough, I got this book there, and the Franciscans are in Wexford since 1240, when it was a Norman town, and it was kind of a cosmopolitan place with Welsh and different knows what around the place, and Irish, I presume. And it was a great trading seaport and very prosperous. There was a lot of trade done. So they did very well there until this, they call it the Reformation, but we call it the plague, the business of the Reformation and the persecution of the Catholics in Britain and in this country under the tyrant, the savage Cromwell and his mothers. He's extolled in Britain as a kind of a something good, or a patriot, but in this country he's so obnoxious and did such harm, not just in Drogheda. There was thousands butchered in Drogheda, women and children, that posed no threat to that scoundrel. And in Wexford, it turned out that he came, and the word had spread there that what he had done in Drogheda. Owen O'Neill, the famous Irish chieftain, offered to help the people in Wexford, and they declined his offer to their stupidity, to their shame. And Cromwell came with 4,000 soldiers and camped outside the town. They had built walls to protect themselves there years before, so it was well protected from that point of view. And also then Cromwell had ships that were in anchor in the harbour. Now, townspeople looked for peace, but Cromwell offered such terms that they refused it to their cost. And he laid waste at that town and butchered thousands, including the priests. They were butchered martyrs. He destroyed the town in such a way that he intended to have it as a winter quarters, but where there was 20,000 Catholics, there was only about 20 left. Can you visualise the savagery? People that were in the market square sheltering, they were mowed down, and they desecrated the whole country, the whole town. He did it so bad that he couldn't winter there. He wintered in New Ross. He laid waste to this country, the monasteries and all the rest of it, and dispossessed the people that owned the land and put in planters from overseas that had animosity towards the Catholics and the Irish people. It was a period of savagery that lasted for 300 years. It's a miracle that we survived, considering the harm that was done. So Wexford is steeped in history and has a tragic past, but it's a very nice, prosperous town in many ways, and the people, you couldn't ask for friendlier people. I found it exactly to my liking, and I was delighted I went to it and learned a bit more about it. I'm just scratching on the surface, but the Franciscans, glad to say, are there still. They were savagely treated, but priests come back to celebrate Mass on Mass Rocks, and which now they're celebrating once every year in memory of what they had to go through. It's a pity that the state broadcaster wouldn't concentrate on this history that we have, not least the famine and all the rest of it that occurred during that period. We have to look at EWTN to get some knowledge about St. Patrick and the marvellous Catholic faith that he established in this country in 432. There was a marvellous film about him on EWTN on the 16th of March, just gone out there before St. Patrick's Day. And before that, a few weeks ago, there was a film which was produced by Father Patrick Peyton, the famous rosary priest. And it showed him in the period when he came here how he was able to convert the Catholics, convert the pagans in the country to become Catholic. It took root here, and it was Irish missionaries in the 5th, 6th and 7th centuries that after the fall of the Roman Empire that brought civilization to Europe. It's not often spoken about, but it should be spoken about.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver. I hope now